Hi guys, welcome to our first program, and today we're going to talk about communication. We're going to see the three types of communication, some of my life experiences with them, and we're going to see how communication is important in friendships, relationships, and in love. So let's start with our first type of communication, that is assertive communication. Okay, so this type of communication describes a communication style that is respectful to others but clear and firm in intent. When you communicate assertively, you communicate honestly but appropriately. In my opinion, assertive communication is somehow a variation of the other two types of communications, aggressive and passive, always having in mind that although you are defending your own point of view, you and the other person matter equally in the conversation. I believe it this way because I've been in aggressive discussions as well as passive, and they are just not the right way to communicate with others. They lead you to fights and your feelings can be affected. Now, the second type of communication is aggressive communication. Now, this one can involve yelling or saying rude, cutting, or abusive things. One example of aggressive communication in my life is mainly the discussions I have with my sister. They're just endless and never get to a solution. Now, the third type of communication is passive communication. This type of communication is submissive and indifferent. This one avoids conflict at all costs, puts your own needs at last, means giving in to unreasonable demands from others and holding back your opinion. One example of passive communication in my life is mainly the discussions I have with the members of a team. Sometimes I just give in and keep my opinion to myself. My communication with other people was either passive or aggressive and never assertive. Now I'll tell you some skills. That you can develop to help you start communicating assertively. So, assertiveness is a skill, and like any other skill, is something you can develop and perfect with practice. Even if you are unused to being assertive, a good rule of thumb to remember is to always own your own feelings in your communication, or use the I statements and avoid blaming others for your feelings. Here's a handy sentence structure to enable you to communicate assertively. For example, when you didn't respond to my suggestion in the meeting, I felt hurt and angry because it seemed that you did not value what I had to say, and what I would like in future is to be given space to express suggestions and ideas. This was an example of an assertive response. Now, as you become more skilled at communicating in this format, you'll feel more comfortable and sound natural. Sometimes you can decrease tension in problem situations with humor, the tone of your voice, and a smile as you can make your point. Now, talking about friends, communication is one of the most important things you need to have with them. Since you put your trust and confidence in these people, you need to express yourself and also learn to listen. This applies not only for your friends but also to your girlfriend or boyfriend. It is good to consider it even if you are not in a relationship right now, like me. You will sooner or later be in one. Hope so. Now, to finish our video, we're talking about love. In my opinion, love is a very beautiful thing, and it is what life is all about, loving and being happy. But when time passes by, love is no more considered a feeling but a decision. So communication is one of the most important aspects a couple has to have in order to continue the relationship always in the good path. Now, I believe a healthy and constructive boyfriend-girlfriend relationship should be based on giving, or in other words, making the other person happy. And in this way, they would both feel loved. Now, to end our video, we're going to tell that communication is a very important characteristic that everyone needs to have in mind when they are in a relationship with friends, family, etc. Actually, communication is everything. And if there is no good communication in any kind of relationship, nothing is going to work out. It is very important that you express yourself with others. In that way, you will get to know each other better. So remember, giving communication the importance it deserves will start changing your life in a good way. Now, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below and see you later.